Okay, hello everybody. Hopefully the echo's not too bad from in here, but anyway, I'm recording this in our clubhouse, and if any of you have seen the last video, you know that I received this camera. This is a Hasselblad 907X. I've got the 45p lens on it, and I've taken it out a couple of times and shot some sunsets. Might show those the pictures in another video, but I wanted to give my initial thoughts on this camera. Of course, my initial thought is, wow. The resolution is spectacular. The Hasselblad color science is really good. You know, my expectation was when I first got the camera, I was thinking that I was going to have to shoot on a tripod all the time. That turned out to not be the case. There are advantages to waist level camera shooting. One of those being, now this camera does not have IBIS or stabilization of any kind, other than I do have, so I shot at waist level. I have my Peak Design camera strap on it. So I have it around my neck and I have it where it rests at waist level. I have the screen flipped out, and that bracing and holding it with both hands while I take the picture apparently provides enough where I actually took a pretty decent sunset picture at 1/10 of a second at f11. So, and with my hands, that says something about that shooting experience. And the shooting experience in general, the camera is super easy to use. I really like the screen on it. And just overall, it's been a pleasure to shoot with this camera. Now, it is a 100 megapixel camera, so plugging it in and even transferring over USB-C, the transfer times are substantially longer, of course. You know, coming from 24 megapixel cameras, transferring pictures was really fast. But I also spent a lot of time updating those pictures and processing them in Photoshop. Well, generally speaking, the only thing I do now, at least so far, is I crop. I crop the picture to what I want. So while I have roughly a 4 times increase in my transfer time on getting pictures off the camera into a computer, I've gone from spending an hour processing a picture the way I want it to 5 minutes or less. That's a huge saving. That's a huge workflow benefit. So, yeah, anyway, I know it's a very expensive camera. The lenses aren't cheap. Although I will say, compared to the Leica lenses, these Hasselblad lenses are significantly cheaper than the Leica lenses. But there's a reason the Hasselblad lenses are kind of on the pricey side. They have leaf shutters built into the lens. but and that requires a whole lot more, and that's why the camera body is so thin, because the shutter mechanism is actually in the lens. So at least for XCD lenses. Now, you know, if I get a Hasselblad like 503 CW and mount it on that, of course, that's going to be a different shooting experience. Well, I say it's going to be a different shooting experience. It will be a very familiar shooting experience because, you know, the shutter button's in the same place. I'm replacing a film back with a digital back, you know, and essentially everything else is the same. Yeah, I'll have to manually focus, but, you know, that's not a terrible thing. It used to be everybody had to manual focus. There was no such thing as an autofocus system. So anyway, my 2 cents worth, first impressions of the Hasselblad 907X with the 100C digital back. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and have a great week.